Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Penelope Bourbon. This is their 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey coming in at a 40% ABV, at least 26 months old. So more recently here in Indiana, we actually started getting Penelope Bourbon. Prior to that, it's never been on the shelves here, but it started showing up about early June time, about somewhere in there. And I went I went through and I purchased up all of them I could find from the core lineup. And just because, again, I love transparency. We do know this is sourced from MGP, and they're telling us this is a blend of 3 different mash bills to make it a 4-grain. So corn, barley, wheat, and rye. And they essentially marry them in a cask and call it a day. And I like that. It's non-chill filtered as well, so that's kind of cool, especially coming at that lower ABV to be non-chill filtered, but because they're blending things together, no sense on doing that. But I really wanted to kind of step into this one before getting to the other bottles, because this is kind of their intro, their more budget-friendly option, and kind of their introduction to Penelope itself. So let's go and hop into things. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water. See if anything changes up. And I love their bottle design. I love classy looks. The wine shape always gets me, but I love their labels and their design to that too. Really cool. Love pointing those things out too. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. Again, if you're interested in what Penelope is doing, I will be putting some other reviews of theirs I've got up above and down below, so you can check those out. We have basically their whole core lineup. So the Architect, the Barrel Proof, the Toasted. I have a bottle of the Rosé cask coming in, and a bottle of the Takai also is on the shelf here. And then I should be getting a sample of the Rio for reviewing as well. So I'm excited about that one. That's kind of the big one everyone's talking about recently. Beautiful light color. Very light. Very inviting, though. Gives me like a summery vibe for a whiskey. All right, let's go for notes. Ooh, that is sweet and a little bit of floral. Oh, that is orange sweet, but beautiful grains going on. You definitely get a bit of the corn and a bit of the barley on there. Little brown sugar. But there's a honey in there too. That is pretty. But I'm getting like a floral note. It reminds me of like walking into a grocery store and you walk past the flowers. You just get that little quick whiff of the bouquets going on there. The rye spice is starting to show up just a little bit now. A little bit of a butterscotch and kind of, there's definitely an orange, almost like I wouldn't say orange juice, but almost like an orange jamminess. But that's a real good nose on there, especially being that this is coming from MGP. MGP makes great whiskey. There's nobody that can argue about that. So being that they took 3 different mash bills to blend it together to make this, that's a great smelling nose, all things considered. All right, let's go for a taste. Nice, light, simple, sweet corn in there. A little bit of the floral showing up here as well. Little burst of orange, and the rye spice is really nice in there. Wheat, I'm trying to see here because the wheat can bring in a little bit of a spice note or a soft sweetness in there. I'm digging that. That is a great daily drinker just on that first sip even. There's a little bit of the oak and vanilla caramel, kind of those classic straight bourbon whiskey notes, but that is a real nice sipper. Nice brown sugars and that beautiful floral. I'm really liking that floral note found in there. It does have a little bit of youth on the taste. Not bad, but there is a bit of youth. And again, it's only 26 months old? 26 months minimum. So it's not super old, but the nice subtleness of the grain sweetness going on there, that is really nice. It's not overly complex, but I feel like if you're looking for an intro to a whiskey or looking for an intro to Penelope in general, I think this is a beautiful starting point. Nice little butterscotch in there as well. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. The only thing is there's just a small percentage of a youth taste in there, but it's not off-putting. It's just nice, simple sweets. I love the spices going on, and that little bit of floral in there is really going a long way for me. That's a fun little note to find in that. All right, let's add a little drop of water, see what changes up here. I don't expect much to happen, especially because this is already at 40% ABV. I think adding water here is going to make it go very mute, but we're going to check it anyways. Never know. Or it might help us find out other things in the neat version too. That's always a possibility. All right, let's go for notes in the water version. Oh, that just went more sweet. Yeah, that went more butterscotch sweet. A little bit. Everything's very similar. That is still a nice nose. No, there's nothing harsh. Getting a bit of the vanilla and the caramel still, but I'm getting a very upfront butterscotch note. That is nice. Here I'm getting a little bit of the barrel now and a little more charriness on the nose. That's really developing well here. Yeah, but this is nice, simple, sweet on the nose. Let's go for a taste. Yeah, I mean, it goes very, very simple. A little bit of oak, vanilla, caramel. The little bit of grain youthness has kind of been washed away, but you do get a little bit of the grain sweetness in there, which is not a bad thing. A little bit of that butterscotch is showing up. It's lost that floral note that I was finding. That orange is still showing up, which I tend to find orange in MGP's bourbons, like an orange zestiness or an orange, almost like an orange juice kind of quality to it. So I do pick out a bit of the orange still. That's still just as good. It definitely goes a lot more simple than the neat version. And as always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Oh, wow. The depth of spice now that I'm getting on that taste. It is swelling. Very spicy compared to the water version. But I love the floral. I'm still finding that. And every other note is still just coming across beautifully. The oak, vanilla, caramels, the charriness, the spice layers. That is good. And honestly, that ain't half bad either. All right. Let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. I could pick this up here in Indiana for about $32, $31. Looking around online, I see most places have this in the mid to high 30s to low 40s. Honestly, for sub $35, that's a darn good bottle. This is an easy daily drinker recommendation. 100% for the right price. I think it's worth $35, to be honest, at least. Would I pay $40 for it? Maybe if I really wanted it, because that's a nice, solid profile. I like that it's simple, but yet it's got a little bit of depth to it for somebody that's looking for a little bit of a stretch, kind of trying to figure out a few things in there. But even if you're just getting into whiskey, that is a great sip, or again, a good daily drinker that you don't have to drink your fancier things. I'm sure this will do great as a mixer as well if you want to do something for cocktails. But to be honest, for a 40% ABV and that price range with those flavors, that's a really solid drink. 100% would recommend this one. I have no qualms about this bottle at all. But yeah, there you have it, folks. Penelope Bourbon, their 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, I really like it might not.